Alex, I want to jump right in here and talk more about AI and working as a vCIO. Everyone's using AI, and I think maybe the most common way it's being used is to write content, write emails, give advice. But how do you use it sort of on a day-to-day basis as this very mature, established MSP, providing strategic insights to your customers?
MSPs should be leveraging a standard platform like Claude or ChatGPT and starting to invest in it. I really think that those are the two strongest platforms. People say Copilot has some advantages, but every time that I've used it, or I haven't met anybody that is like achieving the same stuff with Copilot that they can with ChatGPT and Claude. Now, this is being filmed in 2026, so if somebody watches this, even if a couple months later, the
Yeah.
whole world might change.
Maybe we should even
So just
say May 2026. It might change by
yeah,
next month.
yeah, May 2026. So just in general, right now, everyone should leverage a platform, right? And then creating skills for their tasks that they're doing. And then in Claude, you can create projects as well. So creating team skills. So every MSP could be writing their scopes of work with AI, double checking that. They could be connecting AI to MCP servers, and then filling out the QBRs. AI can be a huge help in that as well. And just filling out what your health standard is, grading all assets based on health standard.
Yeah, it's sort of similar to where we're at right now with using AI is we have access, everyone has access to Gemini because it comes with our Google Workspace account, but we've started getting more and more team members on Claude because there's so much more you can do by connecting all these different tools together with MCPs, just clearing this much larger set of data for information that you can pull together. We've also started sharing, especially amongst our managers, sharing with each other our use cases every week of what we did
Mm-hmm.
with AI because everyone's experimenting in slightly different ways right now. We're finding different use cases for it. Everyone's learning as we go. So we've tried to open some channels within the company to make people share about that, learn from each other. And you say, oh, I see this manager over here is doing something really cool with their team. I'm going to try that out with my team as well. I think that's a really important part of the adoption of AI within any company, especially
Correct. Yeah.
with MSPs who are I think are expected to be on the cutting edge of AI usage. Their clients just I think look at MSPs and say, hey, you're the most technical person I know, like come help me figure this out, and sort of are expected to be on the cutting edge and be able to at least some point, if not right now in the not too distant future, help their clients accomplish the same sort of thing. So learning how these things get applied within their own business and then learning how to apply it as a service for their clients as well.
Actually, there's four really AI platforms. So Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot. So every MSP really should be dabbling with all four. And I would say that there are certain things that ChatGPT does a little bit better, Gemini does a little bit better. So if I'm researching something like on the web, Gemini is really great for that, where you can say, hey, create, I'm trying to find this vendor for this, this, and this. Whereas if it's more of a complicated thought process, Claude is really good for that. ChatGPT is very strong for graphics generation. We've been using that, and I think Gemini has really strong graphic generation capabilities too. So, but sometimes if I want a specific graphic for something, I'll send it to ChatGPT, and if I don't like it, I'll send it to Gemini. And it really is like one will be better than the other in various times. So
Mm-hmm.
you really should be kind of playing around with all those platforms. I think MSP should pick what their ideal platform is. So in our MSP, they picked Claude and they're building a whole managed Claude practice around it. In the next 24 months, every MSP really will be expected to manage all of the AI, like those four main platforms, the same way as an MSP today. If you're a proper MSP, you're managing both Office 365 and Google and Windows and Mac. I mean, yes, I'm sure some MSPs, like, especially if you're starting out, you say, maybe I don't want to touch Macs and I don't want to touch Google. But as you expand into the market, you'll realize that you'll come across people that will have Google and that will have Apple computers. And if you can't support them in any way, and you can't just throw an Adigy agent on them and be able to remote into them, you will lose certain clients that will have a marketing department that use Apple. And I think that that's like a big missed opportunity. So every MSP should be managing those platforms, but at the same time, they should know how to manage Gemini, Copilot, Claude, and ChatGPT, because you're going to sign on a client that will have a year invested in ChatGPT. And if you don't know how to manage that environment and support it and guide them down that path to help them be more successful, then some other MSP will.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Sort of switching gears a little bit, I mean, obviously MSPs are expected to know how to use AI. The good thing, I think, as an MSP is that, your clients probably see it favorably if you are indeed using AI. They probably expect you to. But, do you start kind of seeing some pushback on sort of the value that even the MSP is delivering if they're using AI and the client get a sense that things are automated already and like that there aren't necessarily doing as much? And so essentially kind of how do you market something that maybe is sort of invisible in terms of the value that the MSP brings to the table when dealing with that kind of technology? And it's not necessarily unique to AI specifically. It's the same thing is true with cybersecurity. And it's like, how do you market the fact that you stopped having any cybersecurity threat?
I think it's just the general experience. As an MSP, you're not selling specific features, you're selling the overall value, what you bring, which is like having confidence in your technology, having a logical plan and a vision for your technology. Those are really the two big things. That if you can be confident of your backups, you could be confident of your cybersecurity. It doesn't matter if you have, it matters if you have breaches. But if you have no breaches, that equates to confidence, that you're confident that your MSP has you covered. And then and just the overall experience of efficiency. The overall client technology experience is efficient. That's what clients are paying for. They're not paying for you to close tickets. Ideally, there should be no tickets. Now, if the tickets are triaged with AI, I haven't seen as many MSPs actually being able to solve tickets with AI. Yes, AI could provide some basic recommendations. You should try this, you should try that. But a lot of times it's kind of generic. There's no difference between clients asking a help desk and getting generic answers or asking Google and then going to ChatGPT or Claude and asking technical questions. That does actually, it works a lot. It'll help you figure out this setting is not working, how do I fix it? And that may prevent a lot of tickets. But a lot of tickets still have to be involve getting admin rights and getting things installed and adjusting. And this is where MSPs, in the coming years, they're going to, the value of them as being kind of the locksmiths of the business is going to get even more and more valuable. Because you don't want some general intern to be able to say, hey, go with my HR database and give me a full snapshot of everybody's social security numbers and everything, right? You need to create permissions around what people can access and manage. So MSPs, their role in that world is going to get more and more valuable. And then on top of that, MSPs helping to figure out what agents the clients are using, how they're using them, catalog those agents, because the CTO or the CEO or the CFO of the company, they need to know what everyone is using, and they need to understand that we have these software platforms in play doing these things and how they're working, and it all should be kind of mapped out and organized. So MSPs have a major role in that. And then down the road, a mature MSP will help the client flowchart how their sales process is working, and where the AI is integrated, where their CRM is integrated, where their website is integrated, and they need to understand that. So that's another big role for MSPs in the coming years, is really helping clients get a handle on all the tech that is running in their business.